Hey everybody, my name is Patrick. I am on the agent development team here at Lori Life and Health. And today, I know what you're looking at probably is overwhelming, confusing. You might even have downloaded a copy of this off our agent partner hub, but wanted to make this video to explain it. I'm not going to read all this verbatim to you about Medicare and group coverage, but wanted to hit a few key topics here, a few key points as we're going through this and show you how to use this flow chart. Medicare and group coverage is something you're inevitably going to run into a lot of the time when talking to clients, especially people right around their 65th birthday, when they're determining what to do. So you need to know what to do, what to think about, the key things to consider when advising them in the best way possible. So let's jump right into it. I'll go through this chart with you, and you'll be able to help your clients the best way you can. So let's obviously start where it says start. The first question you always want to ask, if you have somebody that's new to Medicare and they're still on group coverage, you want to ask them, does their current employer have 20 or more employees? If that employer does have 20 or more employees, then the group coverage can be considered primary. Medicare would be secondary. But if they have a small group, which would be less than 20 employees, then Medicare is actually going to be primary in this scenario. So they would need to go ahead and take their A and B. So let's just say we'll start on the left and we'll go to the right. So if they do work for a large group, more than 20 employees, then they have the option of enrolling in Medicare or staying on their group plan. So there's a few key things to consider here. This chart, all the green blobs are just things to consider. You want to find out how they like their coverage, what they're paying for it. Will they have an income adjustment amount through Medicare? That way you can make sure you quote Medicare the best way possible. Are they currently contributing to an HSA? I'll talk more about that here in a minute. And then you can compare what they're currently paying, how they like the coverage or what they have through the group policy to what they would be paying, how the coverage looks like through Medicare and an MA plan or a supplement and a prescription plan. So let's say they do decide to go ahead and enroll in Medicare. So if they decide to enroll in Medicare, you need to make sure they know to stop any HSA contributions. Once your Medicare A and B, or even just Medicare A for that matter, starts, you are no longer allowed to contribute to an HSA. And if you keep doing that, you will have to pay a penalty come tax time. And then after that, you simply just want to help them determine whether a Medicare Advantage plan is the right option for them, or a Medicare supplement, a prescription drug plan. That's really your job as an agent to help them navigate those options and pick a plan within that category. If you got questions about the differences between those, there's some other videos on our channel to help you navigate the difference between Medicare Advantage and supplements. In addition to that, too, before you enroll them in an MA plan or a supplement and prescription plan, you obviously want to help them get their Medicare A and B. A quick side note there, if they are already drawing Social Security, then they're automatically going to be enrolled in Medicare. They should already have their card and their Medicare number. If they are not drawing Social Security, though, you want to help them apply, and you can do that online at ssa.gov/Medicare. All right, so let's switch gears. So we went through this section right here. Let's say they decide they want to delay their Medicare enrollment. You've gone over their current coverage. You've told them about what it's going to cost and what the coverage looks like through Medicare. Let's say they've decided to delay that enrollment and they just want to stay on their group plan and keep going like it is right now. The first question you want to ask here is their drug coverage through that group plan creditable? The easiest way they can find out is just by going to their HR department and asking. They should have also got a letter as they approach Medicare age saying whether their group coverage is credible for Part D. So there's a couple of different ways they can find out the answer to that question. If it is creditable, then that is just fine. They keep going on like they are right now. They might want to go ahead and enroll in Part A if they are not contributing to an HSA, just because it's going to make getting Part B a little bit easier down the road, but they don't really have to take A or B. And if they are contributing to an HSA, they need to not take A or B either. Tell them to let you know about 3 months before they decide to retire. That way you can help them apply for either A and B or Part B and determine whether an MA or a supplement and a PDP is the right option for them, get them all taken care of there so they can have a smooth transition from that group plan into retirement when they decide to retire. Another side note there, if they are contributing to an HSA and they decide to delay this coverage, they need to stop those contributions 6 months before they plan on getting their Medicare started. And the reason for that is Medicare, whenever you delay enrollment, they backdate your Part A coverage by 6 months. So if you don't stop that HSA contribution 6 months before, you will have paid up into that HSA more than you were allowed. So if their Part D is not creditable, then they can stay on their group plan. That's no problem at all. They don't have to take Part B. They would need to take Part A, though, because remember, prescription drug plans, so standalone PDPs require you to have both, or either, not both, Part A or B. So they would need to take their Part A. They could go ahead and enroll in a prescription drug plan that would be in addition to their group coverage. They would use that drug plan at the pharmacy. They would use their group plan at the doctor. Simple as that. Now, typically, if this were the case, I would have a serious conversation and really look at that medical plan too. Just make sure that a plan through Medicare is not going to be a better option for them at a lower cost. But let's just say their employer is subsidizing their group plan 100%. Might make more sense for them to keep that group plan, not have to pay for Part B, and just pay a small premium for their prescription drug plan and stay there until they decide to retire. If you got any questions about large groups in Medicare, give me a call. Shoot me an email. I know this stuff's confusing, but hopefully this gives you a guide on how to navigate these situations with your client. So on the right side of the chart here, we got folks that are currently covered under a small group, which is less than 20 employees. So that would be a lot of mom and pop shops, businesses like that, or just small companies that don't have a ton of employees. So these people do need to enroll in Medicare A and B. Since small groups, Medicare is going to be primary over the group plan. If you don't enroll in A and B here, you are going to, or they will have a late enrollment penalty for Part B once they decide to enroll. They also need to go ahead and stop any HSA contributions. Since they have to enroll, just go ahead and get those stopped the month before they turn 65. So after that, the next thing you want to ask is their prescription drug coverage creditable? They can once again check with HR. They should have also got a letter from their plan letting them know. If it is creditable, then you can help them decide whether they want to keep the group plan as a secondary to Medicare, or if they want to enroll in a Medicare Advantage or a supplement in a prescription drug plan. All the same principles apply there. How do they like their coverage? What are they paying for it? That kind of stuff. If their prescription drug coverage is not creditable with Part D, then they can drop their group plan. They have that option. Or they can keep their group plan and enroll just in a standalone prescription drug plan. But if they were to drop their group plan, then you would just help them navigate either a Medicare Advantage or a supplement with a prescription drug plan, one of those two options. So that is how this works. That's the bare bones basics of Medicare and group coverage. I know it doesn't seem basic, but once you get a handle on this, it's really not too complicated. But that being said, we are just a phone call away, so give us a call anytime y'all have any questions about this. We are happy to help you navigate it to the best of our ability. We've seen a ton of situations, hundreds of thousands of situations of Medicare and group coverage going with each other and helping people navigate it. So you can give us a call at 803-256-2067. Visit our website. The link is down in the description below, and make sure you subscribe and like this video if you're enjoying this content and want to see more just like it. So until next time, I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.